Well, November is National Caregivers Month, a time to recognize the millions of Americans who care for loved ones facing illness. Tonight, Lindsay Buckingham introduces us to a group of local women who met at an Alzheimer's Association support group more than a decade ago and how their bond continues today.
They gather like any other dear friends.
Okay, how you doing?
Sharing memories.
And then we went to the botanical gardens or something.
And jokes only they understand.
Trying to get our guys in and out of a limo.
It was hysterical.
Tom was the worst.
They have regular outings.
We played bocce ball. We went to the zoo.
Myrna, Maureen, Frances, Sharon, Marcia, and Luanne. Different ages and personalities, yet they share the same heart and unique reason for being here.
We were in a Solon support group, and our husbands are in the other room. They're laughing away, and we're crying.
Each of their spouses were living with Alzheimer's or dementia.
You feel so isolated, and it was like, what do we do? You know, besides going to depression.
What started as a support group became a lifeline for all of them.
Everybody knew what we were going through, and you didn't have to have that tense mask.
They didn't just care for one another.
We took care of our loved ones in each other's home.
And Mel, the lone man in their group, could help with things they couldn't.
When our guys couldn't use the men's room by themselves, he would be the one to go take them in and bring them out.
Their husbands formed bonds too.
Bob and Tom would just go into these goofy voices and make each other laugh, like, ah! Okay.
They never forgot each other.
But the disease is progressive.
I'm a nurse, but you know, when your husband is the patient, it's, you know, all bets are off.
Somehow, they've managed to find the humor.
And we're laughing away. And all of a sudden, this lady comes up to our table and said, "What is so funny?" And we said, "Well, we are part of an Alzheimer's group." She says, "Can I join you?"
One by one, they lost their husbands.
We were all there for each other. We went to the calling hours, the funerals, and then afterwards, we would get together for dinner or something and reminisce. And we did that for all of us.
Some support groups end when the journey is over.
They were thrilled.
They loved it. They loved it.
But not this one. It only grew stronger.
There are no words to explain what this group has meant to each of us.
I asked each of them to describe their crew.
I would say just getting together with all of us has brought joy.
Blessing, laughter,
Genuine understanding.
Comfort.
I love all of you. You're just what I needed.
Their group name used to be called the Forget-Me-Nots. Now, they call themselves the Survivors.
Priceless, invaluable, life-saving.
I don't think that we will ever part from each other.
A bond forged through grief, now nourished with friendship, laughter, and always showing up.
Well, the women told me they're all volunteers for the Alzheimer's Association, and they say reaching out for support when they needed it made all the difference, guys.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful story. You had me crying, Lindsay. I was tearing up, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, give her the makeup, beautiful.
You know what, I often cry when I film these because it's so refreshing to see people reaching out for help and connecting with one another. And sometimes the best thing you can do is to tell someone else you understand.
And no matter what we're going through, these stories are so often inspirational for what people push through. These women are a reminder, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, there's always something or someone to be thankful for, and they all found that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I do love sharing these stories, guys, so you can share your own heartstring stories with our team. Just email heartstrings@wkyc.com. And don't forget, if you'd like to see more stories like these, you can catch Heartstrings every weekday at 10 a.m. right here on our WKYC Plus app.